Well, hello folks. Welcome back to another episode of OpenAirAtheist. Um, I figured that I would take this time out to talk about some of the reasons why some people have religious beliefs. And let's begin by talking about why I used to believe what I believe, or what I used to believe. I think I was a Christian because I believed that Christianity was true. In other words, I actually believed that there was a virgin birth. I actually believed that in the power of God, and that axe heads could float and Red Sea partations, and the other miraculous myths written about in the Bible. I was influenced by the intelligent design arguments, and didn't really have a correct picture of real science. Everything I knew about evolution really wasn't evolution. It was a false caricature or straw man of evolution. In other words, I only basically listened to one side of the argument. Every time someone tried to tell me about what evolution really was, when I ran into an atheist or agnostic or whatever, it would just kind of go through the little filter and come out the other side. And, you know, some of the things, I guess, some of the reasons why I believed, because I didn't really believe for emotional reasons. I mean, I had a father who died in 1995 when I was 14, and he was a Christian. And I would love to believe that he's in heaven right now, and that he is, continuing on in some type of existence. However, that is just more likely than not untrue. And it's just not true. We can want to believe something, but that doesn't make it true. And I think I've made that point in other episodes, so I don't want to stay on that subject too much. But I believed, I looked at it, and when I did apologetics and when I did evangelism, I often point out to non-Christians that, hey, without God, you have no reason for an objective standard of morality. How can you say, point the finger at the God of the Bible, or Hitler, or Stalin, or the Crusades, if you have no objective standard for morality? However, I feel that this argument is fallacious. Now that I know both sides pretty well, and that is, and I'm still learning, and that is because whether or not, and I know I've made this point elsewhere, but whether or not there is a standard of morality without God does not make that standard of morality pop into existence, nor does it make God pop into existence. I may want there to be an objective standard of morality outside of ourselves and our relativistic reasoning and thinking and morals, but that doesn't make it so. Also, what about meaning and purpose? Could there be an objective meaning and purpose? Well, let's just grant the Christians for a second that maybe there isn't any meaning or purpose without their God. And I'm not conceding, I'm simply saying for argument's sake, okay? Let's just say for argument's sake that there isn't, okay? That still does not make God or meaning or purpose pop into existence. Just because we want there to be a God and a meaning and a purpose, again, does not make it pop into existence. So when I really started to look at these arguments and realize that and say, hey, look, I think there was an atheist, well, I've talked to many atheists when doing apologetics, but I think there were atheists that kind of made that point, and I think one of them was, I think I was watching a Michael Shermer debate, and he kind of made that argument, I think with Hovind, I believe it was, and kind of pointed that out, and that kind of stuck in my head, and I was like, man, he's right. That doesn't mean that God exists just because we can't have an objective morality without him. So, anyways, then there are the arbitrary reasons why people believe, and it's almost like just a belief in belief. And you have those people that believe because they want to believe, and they're not really concerned about whether it's true. And you can throw out all kinds of arguments and evidence for scientific evidence, but basically what it boils down to is they really don't care. I was never one of those types of people. I was always one of those types of people that ask myself, damn whether it's offensive, damn whether it's something that I don't want to hear or believe, or that it's inconvenient to hear or believe, is it true? And this is what I always challenge people to do. Ask yourself, is it true? Is these person's claims, this religious claim, this whatever claim, is it true? And what I came to realize is the only thing any of us really know is true is what we can experience, for the most part. That's what we know is true. We are born, we are little kids, we know nothing about God, we're not Muslim kids, we're not atheist kids, we're not any kind of, we're just kids. It isn't later until we're indoctrinated with some sort of system of belief, or, whatever. So, we're all born not believing in a deity. We are all born just like little scientists running around empirically testing things with our senses. When we're that young, it usually does not pop into our minds, 3, 4, 5, 6, whatever. It's different for everybody. These big questions in life don't usually even pop into our heads until later, at least for most of us. So I think we're all born atheists, in a sense. But if you're a person that's out there and you're stuck in something, because I know that there's people that don't really believe in the Bible and in the Quran and these other religious systems and holy books and beliefs. If you're out there and you have splinters in your mind, you question your faith, but you and you find yourself no longer believing it or questioning it, take my advice. Make truth the greatest priority in your life, not convenience. Ask yourself, is it true? And that alone. If you're out there and you're maybe in a family to where they are all religious, they're all Catholic, they're all Christian, they're all this, they're all that, and you're thinking, I really don't believe this anymore. But you're like, man, if I come out as a non-believer, I'm going to be ostracized from my family. Let me tell you something. If your family is worth the stock that you put in them, they will accept you regardless of your anti-beliefs. And also, if they don't, life is way too short to spend it living a lie. And so I want to encourage you, if you want to leave some comments, and maybe if you're one of those type of people that are stuck in a situation like that, to leave me comments and talk to me. I'm happy to hear your stories, and maybe even do an episode on it. So with that said, please subscribe. Thank you for watching Open Air Atheist. Thank you.